At the level of voting, we didn't have much of an issue. Voters were accredited, voting took place as it should have, but the issues began afterwards because we now started hearing that some places where people had voted, there were attacks, because of course we were not everywhere, but we're receiving reports from different parts of the country that ballot boxes were destroyed in certain places and in some other places. As a matter of fact, about 90% of the BVAS machines, which according to the guidelines had stated that they would upload the results from the polling units, we discovered that 90% of them, the results were not uploaded on the INEC.
Did INEC tell you, the observers, why they did not upload it? Because that was the promise to all Nigerians, that on the day of election, after election officially closes, they were going to upload it electronically to enhance transparency.
Well, there's been no explanation whatsoever beyond usual vague promises of investigations and allowing the process to be concluded before we can now begin to raise issues either officially or otherwise. But there's been no explanation as to what exactly transpired on that day.
So for local observers like you, what are your reactions, or what are your assessments of how the elections were carried out?
Well, while we're not going to conclude, but we're tempted to believe that, as some have alleged, that there was a lot of sabotage in the system, because when you have a technical system where out of 177,000 polling units, you had less than 20,000 the following day, the day after the election, then it calls for questioning, because, how is it that 80% of your system failed and everybody just went to sleep? So it looks like, was there sabotage? Was this intentional? If there was a problem, they should have come out to say, oh, we have this problem, and we have provided this, and this, because they prepared those guidelines. Because initially, I remember, because I was part of the debates for the Electoral Act last year. I was part of those debates, participated actively in them, addressed the media a couple of times on the issues. And one of the most contentious issues was electronic transmission of results, where members of the National Assembly said, oh, we don't have reliable network service, so we're not sure that these things are going to be transmitted seamlessly and successfully. And INEC said no, they were ready. So at the end of the day, some of us still argued that no, this is not even meant for the National Assembly, because if you write BVAS into the law and tomorrow there is a more superior technology to BVAS, we have to come back to you to get approval before INEC can use it. No, it's left to INEC. It is INEC's prerogative to decide how they are going to. And it was written into the law that in a manner prescribed by the umpire, results should be transmitted. And the umpire came out sometime in June last year with a guideline that says that at the close of election, you transmit the results and you take photographs of the result sheets and also upload as well. After these two, the third aspect is now where you now take the physical results to a collation center. So out of three processes you have, two are online, and those two have been breached. So if people are saying that there was compromise, it's up to the umpire to come and prove otherwise.
Does that mean that the umpire, in this case INEC, overpromised and underdelivered? Because a lot of voters, especially the youth, told me that they had confidence because of the promise of using the electronic system to transmit the result. So they are expressing disappointment that it appears there was overpromise and underdelivery. Your thoughts?
Well, that's exactly what has transpired, because in any system of this nature, it's about public confidence in it. And in this case, the umpire has not done itself any favors at all whatsoever, because you have removed that element of transparency. So the confidence is lacking. People will begin to question it. And we know how politicians behave. They like some of these gaps so that they can sneak in and then begin to push their own agenda as though it was the public agenda. So we expected that the umpire should have put in more effort to ensure that these gaps are not there for people to exploit. Because now we're hearing all kinds of stories and we do not know what these might lead to. Even though they will come out and tell you, we have told our supporters to remain calm, but we are not accepting this, you are still stoking those fires. And the policy was already heated from all the campaigns and everything that led up to the elections. And some people are not exactly satisfied with what they have seen at the polls. So you have left the system open.
So what is the message to the people of Nigeria? Because at this joint press conference, the Labour Party, the PDP, and some other opposition parties have rejected the results outright. International poll observers say it lacked transparency. For a local observer like you, what is your message to the people of Nigeria?
Well, my message to the people of Nigeria is that we should remain calm, we should remain vigilant. That is, as they say, vigilance is the price for, eternal vigilance is the price for liberty. So if we want this liberty, we have to be vigilant. We have to ensure that you do not allow yourselves to play into the hands of certain vested interests in the system. Let us allow the process to go on and let us explore legal means to address some of these issues. No election anywhere in the world is perfect. Even Donald Trump, in a 200-and-something-year-old democracy, came out to say elections were rigged, and these guys are supposed to be the standard. So no election anywhere is perfect. We call upon Nigerians to remain calm, but we also call upon the umpire to address some of these issues so that Nigerians can further, some of that confidence that has been lost can be restored in the system, because that is ultimately what this system will thrive on: public confidence.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.